Yeah. That is the only thing I don't like, somebody calling me during my work hours. Because I don't call anybody during their working hours. So yeah. Also table, by the way, Khurpak Zail last when we are done with this chapter. Okay. And this time you will be doing this at home. I'll be just giving you the what are the categories. Everything under the categories you are going to write, and you have the example here. Okay, because every time how Gale, it will waste a lot of our time, and we have to complete 2 more chapters. Okay, now moving to pteridophytes. Yeah. So habitat where they are found? Yes, cool, damp, shady places, and they are thriving best in the sandy soil. So where you will find pteridophytes most? Sandy soil. Where is sandy soil present in Goa? Beach line, beach areas. So there you will find many pteridophytes. So whenever you're visiting any beach area, so now you should identify whether it's a pteridophyte, it's an algae, it's a bryophyte, or it's a gymnosperm, it's an angiosperm. Okay, so you have to develop curiosity towards this only for 2 years. After that, you can forget. Okay, bio have till 12th standard, right? So सोडपाचा बी कोण असा 12th ना सोडपाचें आशिल्लें बायो ट्युशन कोण घेवचो नासलो. ओके, म्हाका हार्ट अटॅक येतलो ना जाल्यार. Fine. Then plant body of pteridophyte. So what do they have? Main plant body is sporophyte here. In bryophytes, it was opposite, right? What was the main plant body there in bryophytes? Yes, gametophyte. But here it is sporophyte. Okay. So then this is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. You have a homework to do today. Difference between bryophytes and pteridophytes. 10 points. One of the point can be examples. Okay, total 10 points for difference between bryophytes and pteridophytes. Okay, so you already have actually one is here. Okay, sporophyte is dominant here. There it is gametophyte. Then root, stem, and leaves is present in pteridophyte. It is not present in bryophytes. In bryophyte, it is root-like, stem-like, leaf-like structure, not exactly root, stem, and leaf. Right? And one more thing, vascular bundle is present in pteridophytes, absent in bryophytes. So teen points they'll have. Fourth point is obviously the examples. Okay. Then more 6 points you can find out. Okay. Fine. So this is first example, which is names are here down. You can see in your textbook also. Why should I say it? Yeah, Selaginella. This is, yes, Equisetum. And this is obviously fern. This is Salvinia. So this is Selaginella. This is Equisetum. Fern, though you have already seen. And this is Salvinia. Salvinia is also very common nowadays. Salvinia looks very beautiful. There are some nice flowers also of Salvinia which are present, but it's a khatarnak plant because it is present in the polluted areas actually. Okay. And जेव्हा ते grow जाता पळय, that means all other plants and fishes don't have any scope to grow in that particular water bodies. Okay, so that looks very beautiful, but it's not a beautiful plant. आता सेलाक सुद्धा असता खूप कडे. Many people are selling this salvinia also, but yeah, because the flower is very beautiful. That's why they are interested in growing this. We said na ornamental purpose, right? Okay, so this is Equisetum is more beautiful, I guess, than Salvinia, right? Even Selaginella is. Come on, yeah. See, look से judge कर रही है बंदी. I feel this is nice, like a spider. Yeah, like a spider, right? Yeah, my husband is very scared of spiders, and I enjoy that. Okay, yes. So these are the examples of pteridophytes. Now, more about its plant body. They have we have already discussed vascular tissues, that too well differentiated. Well differentiated म्हणजे असे बेस्टच नाते, they are having nice cellular differentiated at the cellular level. Okay, cells are very clearly visible for xylem and phloem. Okay, मागे there are small leaves present and there are big leaves present. Small leaves सांग किती म्हणता आम्ही? Microphyls. Phylls means leaves. Okay, micro means small. Then there is macro. Macro means whole layer. Macrophyls. Phylls means obviously leaves. Now there is one more type of leaf which you have to know, that is sporophylls. Okay, sporophylls are the leaves which will be bearing spores. And yes, spores काय असा? Spores are present in sporangia. This sporangia is present in sporophyte. Is this clear? Yes, the leaf which is bearing the spores is called as sporophylls. So can you see this? This is a whole leaf, and this leaf is called as sporophyll. On that sporophyll you have sporophyte. So this one thing is a sporophyte, and this one dot is a sporangia, and that dot are made up of spores. Yes, clear? Okay, so order कशा येतले? Sporophylls, then sporophyte, then sporangia, last is spores. Any difficulty here? No, right? You can write down that order, please. Sporophyll, sporophyte, sporangia, spores. Okay, and you can draw this diagram also. Thoda sa, ekuch roughly you can draw. You might have seen this many times, right? Not seen? तुम्ही बाहेर भोवता तरी भुरगी किती मनशार रे तुम्ही. At least आमका जेन्ना विचारलेले टीचरीन, I was saying that yes, I have seen this type of you have not seen ferns growing असे खंय fencing असे कोणाचे grow करता ferns. You see the backside, especially during the rainy season, you'll see spores 110%. Yeah, this is the backside. केन्नाय पळया brown बारीक 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 dot असतले. This is enlarged view. Yeah. And I also take notes, pictures from Akash, from physics wala, from Stellar, from everybody. Some diagrams are nice. I always compare things. Like that's why I take a lot of time to prepare my notes. My notes are bhaji, mixed bhaji of everything. NCRT is there, but I arrange them like the way I want. Okay, and then I take some references. I don't copy anything, obviously. I just take the references. If you tell me to prepare notes for NEET, they will be much more better than what we give now. NEET, I love preparing notes, you know that I told you earlier. So NEETA खातीर आनी डिटेलान जाय पडटा. इतले this is very वयल्या वयर information. Superficial information. हेज्याकून in detail depth जाय पडटा for NEET exams. So I always tell my students that if you learn line by line of 11th and 12th standard NCERT textbook also, then you can say that you are 60% prepared for your NEET exam. 60%. Okay, rest 20% is extra things which you have to learn for NEET exams, and 20% remaining is question solving. Eka chapteraचे minimum 500 questions you should solve. Minimum. Maximum you can go to 1000, 2000, 3000, create your own questions, create anything. Ne? Okay. So now, in some cases, sporophylls are not present, but they have a spatial structure which is called as strobili or cones. Okay, so this is a cone of equisetum. Okay, this is the reproductive structure of equisetum. Okay, this is called as strobili or cones. Okay, strobili and cones, this type of words you'll also find in the next class, that is in gymnosperms. ओके. सो हांगासरल्यान सगळे आता कॉमन कॅरेक्टर्स थोडे थोडे स्टार्ट जावपाक लागतले. फायन. नाव नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. So sporangia produce spores, okay, by meiosis, okay, and which are the cells which are responsible for producing these spores? It is called as spore mother cells. Okay, here actually in detail you have in 12th standard. So Sadhya just वयलावर study करा that we are getting spores from a specialized part which we call as spore mother cells. Okay, now spores germinate to give inconspicuous but inconspicuous small but multicellular free living mostly photosynthetic thalloid gametophyte and prothallus. So there is a formation of prothallus now. So what do you mean by inconspicuous? Inconspicuous means it is very small, very hard to find on the plant. Okay, so but it is multicellular in nature and it is also producing its own food, means it is photosynthetic in nature, and it's a thalloid, thallus like gametophyte, and this is called as now prothallus. Prothallus means the first stage, you can say. Okay, prothallus part. Okay, can't keep it off also. Now, where does this gametophyte grow? What is the ideal condition for gametophyte to grow? So the ideal conditions are cool, damp, shady places. Okay, it is what? Cool, damp, shady places. Because of this, okay, this is now you can say this is the thing which they require, but this is the reason why we see that pteridophytes are limited in few areas. So pteridophytes सगळ्याक आमकां मेळपाना जशे एंजिओस्पर्म्स मेळटा. Okay, they are limited in very few selective areas. Why? Because they need this type of habitat, ideal condition, and हे ideal condition सगळ्याकडे ना. So that's why what we can see, living pteridophytes is limited and restricted to narrow geographical regions. Okay, why? Because they need a particular climate which is not present everywhere. Okay, is this clear to everybody? Next is about reproduction. Obviously, there is Antheridia, Archegonia. So, Antheridia will be producing anthrozoids, and Archegonium will be producing egg, right? So now they will be fusing and forming zygote. So this zygote produces multicellular, well-differentiated sporophyte. Okay, zygote will divide and divide, form sporophyte. So this sporophyte is the dominant phase of pteridophytes. In bryophytes, the dominant phase was gametophytic phase. Okay, here it is sporophytic phase. Okay, then now these spores are again two types. One is homospores, other is heterospores. नावावयल्यानूच तुमकां कळपा जाय. Homo means same. Okay, spores are similar kind, and that is called as homospores, and the spores are different, then it is heterospores. Okay, that is one is macro, there is one is bigger, and one is micro, one is small. This is present in Selaginella and Salvinia. These are the examples where we can find this heterospores. Okay, this clear? Now megaspores means the bigger one will be forming female, microspore the smaller one will be forming the male. Okay, male. Here I have highlighted this by mistake. Yes, is this clear? Now female gametophyte in this plant are retained on parent sporophyte for variable periods. So you know, so now this female gametophyte is present on the parent for some time. Okay, and this timing can change according to which variety of pteridophyte plant it is. Okay, it can stay for like 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, depending on which variety of pteridophyte it is, which plant of pteridophyte it is. Okay, last two sentences. Development of zygote into young embryos takes place in the female gametophyte. So just like now again, this is a advanced feature. Okay, what is the advanced feature? Here the zygote is developing inside the body of female gametophyte. Okay, then this is very important step in evolution. Okay, right? After this, whatever we have, everything that is growing on either male or female, right? So this is the starting part from where the growth has started taking place inside the body of the organism. Is this clear? Yes. So last part is about the four classes which belong to pteridophyte. The first one is Psilopsida, then Lycopsida, then yes, Phenopsida, last is Pteridopsida. And what are the things given in bracket? Example. Okay, Synopsida, Xylotum. Lycopsida, Selaginella and Lycopodium. Stenopsida, Equisetum. Pteridophyta, Tripteris, Teres and Adiantum. These are the example. Looks like some sound like some South Indian names, right? Lycopodium, Adiatum, Equisetum. Okay, my name is Equisetum Iyer. Nice. We can give these ideas to. I'll block that person now. Okay, I'll definitely block that person because if somebody hurts your call once, you should understand that they are busy. Again, I have already told them that not to call me before 6. Still. Okay. Yes. So pteridophytes, bryophytes, clear? Yeah. So you have 10 minutes before your next class. You can wait outside or again you can take a rest here for 10 minutes because whatever you are learning, learn it with a fresh mind. Do not sleep in anybody's class, not only in mine. Okay. Be a good student.